My course reflects a preoccupation that I've had with world history for going back many years now. And in the past, what I have proposed is that every history we're familiar with, every history of the world we're familiar with, is really an account of how we got to where we are today, and embedded in that account is an assumption about who's the we we're talking about. And so therefore, there's Islam-centric history, there's Eurocentric, there's all these different centric histories. But it has occurred to me that for the first time in human history, there is a different kind of we coming into existence, and let me just sort of illustrate that. A couple of years ago, I was in central Afghanistan, driving across a place where there was not really a road, you know, it was very remote, and there I saw that there was villagers who had a solar panel and a satellite dish, which meant they were able to power a television set, and were doing so. That television set could bring them programs from Kabul, such as Afghan Star, which is a musical competition show based on, or cloned from, the British pop hit Pop Idol, I think, or something like that. And that spawned American Idol. You guys probably know that show. And it further occurs to me, something I just read, that in this country where American Idol is a blockbuster, 80% of the toys that children play with were made in China. So that's the we. So now the question is, if that's the we that we're using as our point of departure for the narrative of the history of the world, a history which starts with tens of thousands of us as nomadic bands not in contact with one another, then what is the history of the world? And along the way, in trying to recount this story, what I'm interested in are all these sort of little noticed threads of interconnection that have been crossing boundaries and borders and permeating frontiers all through the ages. And I have 1 minute left, so I'm not going to give you an interesting example of that, but if you come to the course, you'll find many of them. What I further want to say is that once you start looking for these really outre, marvelous little chains of cause and effect that will connect an event like the prescription for Muslim prayer with the voyages of Columbus, with the fall of the Ming dynasty, once you start noticing this way of looking at history, you keep coming up with more and more. So my course is the lecture course, but I'm going to open up the last of each lecture to a discussion, and although there are no prerequisites, and there is a post-requisite, it's not exactly a requisite, but you'll probably start noticing these things too. So tell me all of the ones you guys notice, because I'm writing a book and I want to steal those ideas from you. So thank you.
Tamim, thank you.